Congratulations, 200 games. Have you had a chance to reflect on what this means?
A little bit as the week's gone on. It kind of definitely sneaks up a little bit, and footy seasons just roll on, and then all of a sudden, 200 games does feel a bit surreal. It is something I'm going to be very proud of. In the moment, it just feels like another footy game until you start doing this type of stuff. But there's no doubt I'll look back on it very fondly, and something I'm very proud of.
How special is it that it comes up against the team you supported as a kid and the team your dad played for?
Yeah, it's a nice little occasion. It adds a little bit to it. It is special in that sense. I grew up supporting the Roos. Dad played for him, so there is a connection for myself there. But it's still 4 points, so I guess I've got to chuck that in there. So it'll be fun. It's a cool occasion. There's a few photos this week that were not even I'd seen them for a little while, so that were pretty cool.
How do you reflect on those? It's you standing there with some of the greats of the Roos.
Yeah.
And you line up against them in your 200. Did you take a moment when you looked at them to go, wow, that's
definitely.
bizarre?
Yeah, definitely. I think Boomer commented on the Giants post, had Jesse Sinclair send me a message, who was one of my favourite players growing up. So there is those moments where it does feel a bit full circle in that sense, and you are able to reflect and look back and put yourself in the position when you were just a young kid, looking up to AFL players in general. So to be in this position now is definitely something that is pretty special for myself.
Obviously, North tried hard to kind of get you across as well, but to bring up 200 games, one club here at the Giants, what does that mean to you as well?
Oh, it's very special. I think, especially because the Giants are a new club, and a lot of the people that are here now were here at the start of the Giants and responsible for building the culture and what this club is today. So that was something that I always felt a real connection to the club for. Taking a chance on me, but then the opportunity for myself to be one of those the first wave of Giants coming through, and that's something that can't be taken away from us. So very proud of that. Something I chat about with a few of the other boys that have had a similar milestone, and I think they all feel the same way.
Your dad, though, will he be putting away the North scarf and going for you, or has he drawn a line in the sand?
No, he's definitely Giants now. No, he's confidently Giants. The whole family will have the orange scarves on. I'll have a few family and friends coming up as well, which will be nice. So, to be able to celebrate with them along the way, and they're part of the journey as well. As much as it's been me out on the field, people that have been there along the way and who have been there for conversations, whatever it is, it is something hopefully they feel like it's a bit of achievement for themselves as well.
Since you made your debut as a kid, what's changed about you in terms of how you approach a footy and how you think you play the game?
Oh, it's a good question. I think a lot changed. You try to maintain the basis of what my strengths of a player are in that sense, but over time, through different game plans, different situations, you definitely have to adapt a little bit at times and play your role for the team. So I think that's something you come into an AFL club and you're just trying to get a game, everything going on around you. You don't have much of an idea. Then slowly, leadership comes into it, helping the younger boys. Simply just wanting to win a premiership being your main focus is something that's probably really become my main focus. So, year on year, you're always trying to have your best year individually. You're always trying to work on things and chase those areas. But at the end of the day, premiership is what I want to be able to say I achieved, and I feel like we've got a group and a club that is working towards that.
It's a while ago now, but when North made a big play for you, it was a saga that went on for seemingly a season or so. How do you reflect on that time now and the decision you made to rebuff that and stay here?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting time. The season's probably underselling it. Probably went on for a bit longer. But no, it was just a time where I was just considering options. I was never one way or the other. It was there was obviously ties to the club through Dad and myself supporting them growing up. So there was always like a bit of a pull there. But at the end of the day, I always felt a real connection to this club and the relationships that I've built here, and I've always felt success is around the corner for us as well. So, when you combine all those things together, I think we're in a pretty special position to be competing for premierships each year with a club and culture that is pretty special and definitely not something I take for granted.
Do you feel vindicated, like considering the spot you're in now as a football club, other players have chosen to leave, you've stayed the course with some others. Do you feel vindicated by the decision?
Oh, it's not something I ever needed to justify or vindicate, but yeah, we're competing for premierships, and as I said, we've got a great group. So I'm really proud of what we've built. I'm proud that we've now got a really consistent group of players that are hanging around, and we've built that culture. So whoever comes afterwards, hopefully that maintains, and the Giants are a very successful club for a long time.
One of the big things kind of spoken around the club in terms of values is celebrating milestones like this. You obviously had a few guys bring up 200 last year. You're the next guy from that sort of year after the inaugural players, and you'll have more in the sense to come. To have all those guys who have stayed at the club for the 10, 11 years and building that bond, is that something special and spoken about as well?
It's definitely special. I don't think it's spoken about in that sense, but I feel like there's definitely a connection. Like you said, the first wave, or I wasn't an inaugural Giant, but I was there in the third year, and I definitely feel like those guys did the really hard work. But to be part of that group and be the first bunch of Giants to play 200 games, there's no doubt it's special. I do feel a real connection to the club and that group of players, and the next one's coming through as well. I think we're going to have a pretty good group of inaugural Giants and 200-game Giants floating around the place in years to come. So, they're some of my best mates and people that I really respect and look up to. So to be joining them in that category is pretty cool.
And I guess reflecting on the crowd last weekend, for example, and what the crowds would have been like when you first started, can you sense the difference that the club's making kind of out of you as well?
Oh, massively. Yeah, I think we've got a big part to play in that going forward as well. But the momentum we have at the moment and the feeling in the crowd on the weekend in Western Sydney in general, is amazing. Like it's another thing that this club should be really proud of. We just got to keep at it. I think the high-vis vests on the weekend were pretty cool as well. I reckon we maybe make that a thing around Australia. I'll get out your vest, but no, it was cool. The atmosphere, the crowd was active. It's definitely going to be a fortress going forward.
Have you heard a Giants chant sort of that loud at the ground before?
I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. So let's do it again. Make a bit of a routine of it, I reckon.
Josh, Nick Haynes was saying earlier in the week that you don't mind picking up a fad every now and then.
Yeah.
Are you through any fad at the moment?
Well, firstly, I think that was made out to be a bad thing. I don't see the issue in it, just having a bit of fun with a few things. But there's not at the moment. I'll let you know. I could chuck myself under the bus. I'm not going to do it here, but there's probably a couple in the works.
And the nickname Chook, where does that come from?
It's an average story. There was a few boys at school called ourselves Chook. There was a few Chooks floating around. Then in my first game, my mates were just yelling it out from the crowd. I think Dev Smith heard it and it just stuck. So not a great story, but there's a few other Chooks out there.
You see?
Just going to say one on, everyone's spoken a lot at the club about playing their role, and the role is real specific to what they want to do. Just want to ask you, you're a player that plays on a bit of instinct, I imagine, and a bit of flair. How do you go balancing playing your role but also playing your sort of natural instinct?
No, that's definitely something that's spoken about. So there's no doubt roles and responsibilities and a system that we play to, but within that, bring your talent, bring your strengths, express yourself out there. So, yeah, absolutely, that's something I'm consistently trying to bring within the game plan, as are many others. So it's, while there's a role and system, got to be able to play football as well. And Kingers and the rest of the coaches are outstanding at sending that message and allowing that.
You seem to dovetail a bit with Finn Callahan last season between wing and on ball. He looks like he'll be back this week. Does that evolve even more this year? Do you spend more time on the outside? How does that play out between the two of you?
I think it's a bit of a week-to-week thing, and even game-to-game. It's something that we can challenge the opposition with. Xavier O'Halloran's been doing it a bit as well. So it's just something we're able to flip up positions, provide a bit of confusion and play two positions as well. So definitely, hopefully it's something we can continue to work on, make a bit of a strength of ours. But he's a good player, so he's ex. So both have a bit of time around the ground in different positions for sure.
A little bit said this week about how the 8 teams that played last week are kind of better prepared going into round one. Do you feel better for having the game under the belt? Is that like a common feeling?
I don't think it can be looked into too much. I think the opportunity to open the AFL season in Sydney, in Queensland, probably supersedes any of those feelings. I think the ability, we saw the crowds to grow the game here is an opportunity we need to take. And and as we could see, the people in Western Sydney, Queensland, Sydney, wherever it was, loved it. So whether there's something more to look into that, I don't think it's a big deal. I think, like I said, the ability to do that probably supersedes it.
So the extra week might help as well, obviously.
Oh, they're pretty fresh.
You spoke to Finn about the nail incident?
I haven't, but when he rolled in after the game on crutches, I was thinking something a lot worse. So he had the crutches and the moon boot on. I don't think he could probably protect it anymore, but luckily he's all good. I think he trained fully, so we'll see.
I didn't see your captain out there today. Is he all good?
No, I think Toby's able to do his own thing sometimes, so no, he's fine. I think just a bit of a light day. All good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.